Pick out the wrong statement. A. Soft water is more corrosive than that carrying calcium salts. B. The corrosion of brass condenser tubes handling brine solution is also termed as dezincification. C. Non-annealed brass is highly susceptible to season cracking, i.e. intercrystal corrosion due to internal stresses. D. Pure copper is highly susceptible to stress corrosion. The correct answer is pure copper is highly susceptible to stress corrosion. The tensile strength of plastics ranges from kg/mm to A 10 to 50, B 50 to 100, C 0.01 to 0.1, D 0.1 to 10. The correct answer is 0.1 to 10. Ceramic tips for the cutting tool are prepared from powder. A. Carbon, B. Silicon carbide, C. Aluminium oxide, D. Tungsten. The correct answer is aluminium oxide. Grain hardness is measured by the hardness testing method. A. Nupe, B. Rockwell F, C. Shore Cellroscope, D. Vickers. The correct answer is Nupe. The thermal efficiency of a heat engine giving an output of 4 kW with an input of 10,000 joules sec is %. A 40, B 80, C 10, D 25. The correct answer is 40. Which of the following alloying elements when added in steel does not improve its machinability? A. Sulfur, B. Phosphorus, C. Copper, D. Lead. The correct answer is copper. Largest application of laser welding is in welding. A. Microsport, B. Underwater, C. Precious metals, D. Heavy structure. The correct answer is microsport. Which of the following is a neutral flux used in the pyrometallurgy of metal extraction? A. Quartz, B. Fluorspar, C. Dolomite, D. Manganese ore. The correct answer is fluorspar. The critical pressure at which the latent heat of vaporization of steam becomes zero is kg/cm2. A. 273.15, B. 225.65, C. 100.03, D. 373.15. The correct answer is 225.65. Value of a material is usually considered as a relationship between A. Cost and profit, B. Utility and appearance, C. Utility and cost, D. Reliability and utility. The correct answer is utility and cost. Which of the following is not an ore of zinc? A. Cerusite, B. Franklinite, C. Calamine, D. Trusite. The correct answer is cerusite. Pressure gauges are never connected directly to the live steam line, rather a loop or siphon is interposed as close as possible to the pressure gauge. This is done to A. Avoid the overheating of the tube's bellows which operate them to minimize error and damage. B. Form a seal of water by steam condensate to fill the tube or bellows at the pressure being measured. C. Both A. B. D. Avoid the static head error introduced by steam entry. The correct answer is both A. B. Phosphorus is added to copper melt to A. Remove hydrogen, B. Deoxidize the metal, C. Improve fluidity, D. Reduce shrinkage. The correct answer is remove hydrogen. Which of the following is not a suitable solid lubricant? A. Talc, B. Molybdenum disulfide, C. Graphite, D. None of these. The correct answer is none of these. On an average, fast neutrons are produced by nuclear fission of each atom of uranium-235. A. 1, B. 2.5, C. 3.5, D. 5. The correct answer is 2.5. Castability of aluminium is increased by the addition of in it A. Silicon, B. Manganese, C. Bismuth, D. Lead. The correct answer is silicon. Addition of to steel cannot impart it high strength at elevated temperature. A. Nickel, B. Magnesium, C. Silicon, D. Manganese. The correct answer is magnesium. Hard magnetic materials have high A. Coercive force, B. Residual magnetic induction, C. Both A, B, D. Neither A nor B. The correct answer is both A, B. The difference in the properties of a substance in three states of matter depends upon the A. Binding energy of atoms, B. Difference in molecular shape, C. Difference in intermolecular forces, D. None of these. The correct answer is difference in intermolecular forces. Ignition of fuel in a diesel engine is by A. Spark, B. Hot compressed air, C. Fuel injection, D. None of these. The correct answer is hot compressed air. What is the critical radius of insulation cms for a metallic cylinder if the convective heat transfer coefficient with the ambient atmosphere is 5 watts m2? K. Thermal conductivity of metal and insulation material are 40 and 0.1 watts mK respectively. A2, B5, C10, D20. The correct answer is 2. Which set of materials is used as a moderator in nuclear reactor? A. Zircaloy beryllium, B. Zircaloy heavy water, C. Zirconium beryllium, D. Heavy water beryllium. The correct answer is heavy water beryllium. Malleabilization heat treatment is performed on A. Cast steel, B. Grey cast iron, C. White cast iron, D. Spheroidal graphite cast iron. The correct answer is white cast iron. For hardening high alloy steel it is to be heated slowly and uniformly to avoid A. Local hardening, B. Scale formation, C. Segregation, D. Warpage. The correct answer is warpage. Disposable patterns are made of A. Metal, B. Polystyrene, C. Rubber, D. Wood. The correct answer is polystyrene. The type of water filter normally employed preferred for treating small quantities of water in railway stations and individual industries is the filter A. Rapid sand, B. Pressure, C. Gravity, D. Slow sand. The correct answer is pressure. The radioactive isotope of hydrogen is A. Deuterium, B. Tritium, C. Protium, D. None of these. The correct answer is tritium. Refrigerative cooling employed during long-distance transportation of foodstuffs is normally done by A. Ice, B. Liquid nitrogen, C. Liquid oxygen, D. Vacuum evaporation. The correct answer is liquid nitrogen. Internal cracks in drawing bars are due to A. Secondary tensile stresses, B. Temperature gradient in the workpiece, C. Heated dies and grips, D. Internal compressive residual stress. The correct answer is secondary tensile stresses. Yield strength of a polycrystalline metal with an average grain size D is proportional to A. D12, B. D12, C. D, D. D1. The correct answer is D12. A pipeline buried in soil is commonly protected from corrosion by A. Anodic protection, B. Cathodic protection, C. Using inhibitors, D. Using a special alloy resistant to corrosion. The correct answer is cathodic protection. Circulation of liquid metal, i.e. molten sodium in a liquid metal-cooled nuclear reactor, is done by a N pump. A. Electromagnetic. B. Axial flow. C. Diaphragm. D. Reciprocating. The correct answer is electromagnetic. Titanium is produced by of the Cl4. A. Electrolytic reduction. B. Calcium reduction. C. Magnesium reduction. D. Thermal dissociation. The correct answer is magnesium reduction. Strain gauge is the most sensitive sensing element for strain measurement. A. Photoelastic. B. Semiconductor. C. Wire resistance. D. None of these. The correct answer is semiconductor. A simple closed grinding circuit may consist of A ball mill and a classifier. B. A rod mill and a hydrocyclone. C. A jaw crusher and a hydrocyclone. D. A ball mill and a froth flotation cell. The correct answer is a ball mill and a classifier. In a titration involving weak acid and strong base, the preferred indicator is A. Methyl orange. B. Phenolphthalein. C. Ethyl orange. D. Fehling's solution. The correct answer is phenolphthalein. Solidification time of a molten metal in a casting is proportional to where V volume of metal, A its surface area in the casting. A VA. B VA2. C V2A. D V2A2. The correct answer is V2A2. Pick out the wrong statement. A. Annealing twins are not observed in pure aluminium because it has higher strain energy. B. Load during cold rolling can be lowered by the application of front tension. C. Very fine grain structure is desirable for high temperature creep application of materials. D. Soft magnetic materials are those which have less area within the hysteresis loop. The correct answer is very fine grain structure is desirable for high temperature creep application of materials. Minimum diameter of the tube used for making water manometer should be mm to avoid a correction for the effect of capillarity. A1. B 2.5. C 4. D 6. The correct answer is 6. Which of the following heat treatment processes is used for softening the hardened material? A. Normalizing. B. Tempering. C. Annealing. D. None of these. The correct answer is tempering. During brushing, if the fluxes are entrapped, it results in the A. Distortion of braced joints. B. Cracking of joints. C. Presence of gas pockets. D. Corrosion. The correct answer is corrosion. Maximum heat dissipation occurs from a steel wire K 0.5 watts Mk of 15 mm diameter exposed to air H 20 watts M2.K when the insulation thickness is mm. A 15. B 25. C 10. D 30. The correct answer is 25. All modes of heat transfer, i.e. conduction, convection, radiation, occur in case of the A. Condensation of steam in a partial condenser. B. Boiler furnace. C. Insulated pipe carrying high pressure steam. D. None of these. The correct answer is boiler furnace. The standard instrument used for calibrating the load applied by universal testing machine is called A. Extensometer. B. Spring balance. C. Dynamometer. D. None of these. The correct answer is none of these. The reductant used in the extraction of magnesium from calcined dolomite via Pigeon's process is A. Pure carbon. B. Pure silicon. C. Ferrosilicon. D. Ferromanganese. The correct answer is ferrosilicon. With increase in pressure, the saturation temperature of steam A. increases rapidly first and then slowly. B. Increases slowly first and then rapidly. C. First increases and then decreases. D. None of these. The correct answer is increases rapidly first and then slowly. Sterilized zone around a hazardous chemical industry is an area with kilometer radius around it in which the total population inhabitants should be less than 20,000, preferably in the upwind direction. A 0.5. B 5. C 25. D 50. The correct answer is 5. Pick out the wrong statement. Termination of polymerisation reaction occurs if the A. Catalyst supply is stopped. B. Monomer supply is exhausted. C. Impurities present in monomers interfere with the chemical reaction. D. Two ends of a chain of molecules join. The correct answer is catalyst supply is stopped. A thin flat square plate measuring 2m x 2m is freely hanging in ambient air at 25 C. It is exposed to the solar radiation falling on one side of the plate at the rate of 500 watts m2. The plate temperature will remain constant at 30 C if the convective heat transfer coefficient is Wm2C. A 50. B 100. C 150. D 200. The correct answer is 100. The maximum value which the residual stress in a material can reach is the of the material. A. Elastic limit. B. Plastic limit. C. Yield stress. D. Breaking stress. The correct answer is elastic limit.